Hey guys, what's up? It's your Screw here, and today I'll be bringing you guys a very quick video regarding FGL Pro and PG Sharp. In this video, I'll be comparing the two essentially, and giving you the pros and cons of each application, as well as my final opinion in the end. I'll be comparing each version of the application with its free version, so FGL Pro is already free. I'll be comparing that to the free version of PG Sharp, because if I compare it to the premium version, it's going to have much less features, right? So FGL Pro is the OG application. Now, there are some pros to using FGL Pro. First of all, it's free, which is very handy if you're not a fan of actually paying for a spoofing app. If you're playing Pokemon Go spoofing, most likely you're trying to get those Pokecoins or those rare Pokemon. So a freemium app, or a free app rather, is going to be much more beneficial to you. Another reason you actually want to use FGL Pro over PG Sharp is the fact that it gives auto walking for free. You don't, the free version of PG Sharp does not allow auto walking. It is grayed out whenever you try to activate it, and FGL Pro just has it built in. One of the main downsides of this is of course, by using FGL Pro, you're forcing yourself to use the application on an older device. Because if you're unable to downgrade your Google Play services past a certain version, you will be unable to use FGL Pro, and well, that's the main reason FGL Pro is actually getting out of use. I've been saying this for the last 2 years, but as those very old phones are stop getting supported by Niantic for Pokemon Go, it becomes very, very difficult to spoof on those phones, and the only other way to spoof FGL Pro on an actual new phone is to root it and then add it to system applications. So yeah, that is the pros and cons of using FGL Pro in 2021, and it's I don't know, it's one of those applications where I feel like it's just gone out of use. They haven't updated FGL Pro in a very, very long time. They didn't bother with an update that would make it undetectable through the Google Play Services versions. So any new Google Play Services version that's newer than like 2018 is gonna be, what just happened? I don't know what just happened, but okay, I'm not gonna question it. Any Google Play Services version or a security patch that is over 2018 is very we won't be able to spoof on that, because the Niantic will actually just know and then straight up ban you. Anyway, those are the pros and cons of using FGL Pro 2021. So let's go over the PG Sharp pros and cons. So first of all, PG Sharp, the free version, obviously, it's free. You know, both of these applications are free, so there's no real money involved. There's no trial version of PG Sharp anymore, so you cannot actually trial version all of the premium features, which some people are actually very mad about, but I think it's good. I think it's a good business practice to have a free version as well as a premium version. The second thing with PG Sharp is there is, of course, no auto walking, as well as no feeds. I will actually give some alternatives to feeds now. So people have been asking me in the comments down below, like, oh, like if I'm using the free version of PG Sharp, where can I get these feeds for sniping Pokemon and everything? There's two ways. One way is to actually find these like Poke Discords, with like, or coordinate Discords rather, which just have like an endless supply of text channels that provide coordinates for Pokemon. An example to one of these is Pokedex 100. But of course, I am like partnered with a Discord called Pokemod, as well as there's another one actually that's linked on my server that has an Articuno bot, which just gives constant chords to whatever you need. So that's very useful. If you do not have the premium version of PG Sharp for those feeds, you can definitely use that for like Shundo hunting and rare candy hunting, which is nice, you know. The second thing obviously is well, I don't know if I've talked about this yet, but PG Sharp, obviously, the free version does not have auto walking, which means you're just kind of stuck. If you teleport somewhere, you're not going to be able to move unless you move. You have to manually move everywhere, essentially. So hatching eggs is going to be a pain. Doing GPX routes is going to be a little bit more frustrating. Whereas on FGL Pro, you can just kind of import them, and they just do the whole thing, and then you can spin all the Pokestops for your items, which is, very nice. So you can only do that on the premium version of PG Sharp. One thing I will actually say is the fact that since PG Sharp is not obviously on an older security patch or on a rooted phone, it doesn't mean that it is a modded version of Pokemon Go. And the difference between PG Sharp and FGL Pro is that since it's a modded app, the chances of you being banned are actually higher. Using PG Sharp is by no means safe. I will say that right now. If you're using PG Sharp, your account may be banned. I don't know personally anyone who's been banned, and I do in fact use PG Sharp on my main account. However, I will say it is very important to respect the cooldown timers, just because it's a modded application. And Niantic is able to detect modded applications very, very easily. So if you're using PG Sharp, make sure you're following those cooldown timers, and make sure you're not getting too cocky with spoofing, because at the end of the day, Niantic could probably figure out that you're spoofing. So I would not draw any attention to your account by screwing with the cooldown timers, just like pissing off those Pokestops, making them not spin and drop Pokeballs. And yeah, that's the main comparison. So like so my main takeaway from that is if you want a more safe spoofing experience, I would use FGL Pro. But if you want a more streamlined and if I got banned I wouldn't be playing the game anyway type of mindset, then I would use PG Sharp. So essentially what I'm trying to say here is use FGL Pro if you can, and if you cannot but still want to spoof, understand the risks of using PG Sharp, but then download PG Sharp, because it's clearly just the superior thing, right? I mean, there's actually nothing that comes close to PG Sharp, at least in 2021 so far. It's kind of just a monopoly at this point. But yeah, that's the comparison between FGL Pro and PG Sharp. Now, I would as for me, I would use FGL Pro if I could. However, this phone is too updated, and honestly I'm not going to be rooting my phone anytime soon, just because I'm not a fan of warranty breaking, because I still have a warranty on this phone. So personally, I am using PG Sharp right now. Obviously, I've said this before, on my main account. So don't be asking that question anymore. I'll answer it anyway, but you know what I mean. Anyway, guys, that's really the whole video. I just want to give a public service announcement, almost a public service announcement on the risks of using both applications, as well as the pros and cons of each application. If you have any more questions, please ask them down in the comments below. I hope you guys have had a wonderful new year. I hope you guys didn't go partying if you're in the lockdown zone. And yeah, stay safe, lads. Happy spoofing, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.